I'm Todd Grisham, and what a stunning venue. We are live at the CompuBox Academy. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans, everybody around the world, the fighters. This is just one of those things.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. Terrence Bud Crawford, 5'7", 135 pounds even. That's the lightweight limit, and he's got a reach of 74 inches. And he'll be facing the English legend, the one and only Ricky Hitman Hatton. He weighed in at a fit and trim 139. He's 5'6" tall.
Oh my goodness, look at the reach difference there. That reach is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with, because if that jab is used and that right hand is followed, there is going to be a problem tonight.
And here he is in the flesh, Terrence Bud Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest of all time. The Hitman, Ricky Hatton, this all-time great welterweight, one of the most beloved fighters in English boxing history.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
The fighters are in the ring. It's time for the official introductions. Here's the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing from Manchester, England, a popular and exciting junior welterweight and welterweight champion of the world, Ricky Hitman Hatton.
All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking.
People are arguing about this in the street, in the pubs, in the bars, and this is why it gets giddy, it gets exciting. The anticipation, second to none.
No doubt about it. This was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. The build-up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. Big hook to the body. That counter shot lands. And he just missed with that left jab. A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
A perfect counter lands. Nice defense. Hold it right there. Ricky Hatton right now not where he wants to be. I Thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
That counter punch caught him clean. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
Right? It's only one round that you've lost. Don't worry about it.
You weren't loading up, but you were still landing your power shots. Good work. And don't forget the jab.
Go out there. Reset.
On to the second round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And he misses with that jab. Counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Counter puncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
He missed with the jab. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Good counter punching. Beautiful counter punch. Neither one of them wants this to go to the judges' scorecards. Nice job blocking the left hook. Is he going to punch himself out, though? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Okay, you let him back into that fight, and that's his round.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You fight the swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
That jab misses. And he scores with the counter. Fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Right hook just missed. Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. Stamina is off the charts. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Win this round.
Get him on the end of the jab. You're getting your time in already, that right hand.
Be smart. Get your shots up. Don't give him anything. Go back out.
Bury it up a little bit so he can't figure you out. Great work. You were thinking, you were smart, you were loading up, but you were still landing your power shots. Good work.
Win the round on your jab. And breathe when you're stepping about, all right? Good.
It's on the end of what you do. Good work. Just the same again.
Here we go to the fourth round. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
A perfect counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Beautiful counter shot. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Good defense on that right hook. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
You can't give him any free shots. Keep smart.
And there's the bell for round 5. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
I can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Good counter punch. Nice counter shot. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a cliff. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. The only fear you have with this lightweight is, has he punched himself out? Punch, counter punch. Hook misses. Gotta let your hands go settle a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. There's a counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
You know, I've been in fights like...
Good round. You feel good? Good man.
Let's start the six. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Nice counter. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What heart, what desire. Did you see that? Crawford in trouble. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
How about that time counter shot? Well done with that counter shot. Is he going to punch himself out, though? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
You cannot gas out if you...
Back out there and win the round.
Here comes round 7. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Incredible work rate. You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Can't land that jab. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
That's when you talk about championship material.
What was that? What are you doing? You done all that work in
There's the bell to start round 8. That 1 minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
I want to think of holding on here for a minute. The halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Missing with that jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. This fighter is spending a lot of energy in this round. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
Fight's not over yet. You got...
And there's the bell for round 9. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
They exchange punches. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Crawford's legs are all over the place. How is this fight still continuing?
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you.
This fight may stop here considering all the bruising and swelling on the face. Wow, so the referee is not going to stop it, and the fight continues. Both men step back for just a moment. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
This is when you talk about championship material.
Smart when you go out there. Just...
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Those 1-2 straight down round.
It's round 10. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
His stamina is off the charts. The straight right just misses. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter punch. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. How about that time counter shot? This is not good news for Ricky Hatton. No, we don't see a knockdown.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner?
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
You cannot gas out.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Here we go in the championship rounds. Round 11. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
A lot of effort being exerted here. They exchange punches. Swing and a miss with the hook. Big punch, and Ricky Hatton is down. And it's a one-hitter winner. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
Well, Johnny, how do you rate the performance after this stoppage win?
What's next? A TKO makes it so confusing because you think, what would have happened if the fight had carried on? These guys are going to have to do it all over again.
Fight, I'm by the grill, I'm like I'm Joe. Always tryna fight, I'm by the. Always tryna fight, I'm by the grill, I'm like I'm Joe.
I'm Todd Grisham, and how about this venue, ladies and gentlemen? Brooklyn Hall. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi.
Saul Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican legend. What a pleasure it is to be. The build-up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. Aiming for the chin. He's headhunting right now. Perfect counter shot. A big whiff with the right hook. counter shots. Nope, that jab not going to score. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We welcome you to this beautiful theater where every seat has been sold, but don't expect these fans to be sitting down. We expect a standing ovation when these two are done.
This is that place you want to say, I fought there, I've been there, and now we are here.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Punch, counter punch. Couldn't land that jab. That counter shot lands. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Alvarez in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
The bell, sometimes it couldn't be the sweetest sound.
It was a bad round, but we don't care.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Good work out there. It's
Completely switched off. Get your mind back on the job. That was a
great work. Stay focused.
Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter. Beautiful counter punch. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Nice counter punch right up the middle. There's a counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. How about Alvarez in that last round? And on to the third. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunchers are the best.
Incredible work rate. Those counterpunches have to hurt. They stop the hook there. A big, heavy blow, and Saul is down. How about that technique on that headshot. Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
You're right, Todd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you continue.
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
He's got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes in close, tie him up. The referee's then got to power you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you...
Oh my goodness, Johnny! Macaronelli. Looks like they've shaken it off.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round.
Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Juan Alvarez in that last round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
I love that. The jab's slick.
Coasted for this entire fight, and now you've let him back in. Now it's going to be a tough...
What you're doing, the gaps will appear. You were thinking, you were smart.
evidence away. Go out, and in the first minute, stick him in the end of your jab, and then start gathering your pace and get your momentum back and win the round back. Take away that confidence and stop him in his tracks.
Now, I don't want you to load up. Don't be looking there for one shot at a time.
Just box him. Just be smart. Just get your shots off and don't give him any...
That's it. He's hurt. He's ready to go, but you've got to be smart. Otherwise, he'll...
Listen, don't worry about it. I need you to focus on what you're doing.
Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight.
Time winding down as we get set to jump back in the action.
Go back out there and get behind the basics.
You're getting your timing already. The right hand's beautiful. That's it. Start sticking in a few body shots.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle, man. He's got to bluff him.
They exchange punches. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Catch and shoot. Swing and a miss with the right hook. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
He threw a punch and just got countered. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Counter punching. Just missed with that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Juan Alvarez in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, it was like two different leagues.
Your mind back on the job.
Great round. Now relax. Relax now. I don't want you to load.
Come on, you're switching off. Have you got complacent? This fight's not over.
Take him out. He's ready to go. He's absolutely shattered. He's a...
Back, and now you let him back into it. Get your mind back on the job. That was a god-awful round, that was. Come on. You let him back into the fight, and you're much better than that guy.
Down the middle. You can't miss him. Great work. Stay focused.
And get your boxing back together and put him back at his place.
You were smart. You weren't loading up, but you were still landing your power shots. Good work.
Now, come on. You're way better than that guy. You've let him back into the fight.
And what you do. Good work.
The referee calling for seconds out, right back into the action.
And win the round.
Good man, good man. Just same again. Don't change too much. Keep doing what you're doing.
There's the bell for round 5. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't turn it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Beautiful counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong.
The pound-for-pound king, Canelo, is down. You up the replay machine. I have got to see that again.
I need to see that again.
You saw it here live, a knockout win. Congratulations.
Well, there's no argument right there. You say it. Night-night.